Welcome back, and this is a lecture 11. And I hope you have done that device and techniques that I told you last lecture. And that's just brief for you to experience about what it's like to feel ecstasy. And I'm sure if you do your own research, you will find uh, there's a gland between your eyebrow right here. If you move a little bit 1 inch back, this is a mysterious gland which scientists they couldn't figure out what it does. But this gland is responsible for you experience, if you pay attention there for a long time, for you to experience different dimension. It has been dominant for billions of years, I guess, or millions of years. But once you pay attention, basically it vibrates, and when it vibrates, you feel the ecstasies. But once you meditate for a long time, for many years, it will open us up. Perhaps all the energy moves that gland, and that will open up in a different dimension of ecstasies. That means empty space. You are moving at subatomic level, which is very explosive. But that is a different experience that you will be experienced after you have meditated for many years, or perhaps if you get lucky, it may take in this very moment. But if it opens up in this very moment, I'm sure that you will damage yourself. I mean your body, because that's an explosion, and your body is not ready for it. So in meditation, you have to grow gradually, introduce yourself this ecstasies. Once you introduce yourself and your body gets used to, then once you open up, basically you're ready for it. It's just simply that your immune system will adjust. Your body will learn about the ecstasies, and then the explosion, basically, it won't affect your body. Otherwise, it will affect, because it's very dangerous. I've heard, or perhaps I, I have been told that they have found a people who have been meditating for a long time. It has exploded. The energy just explode, and it opened up their head right there, a hole right there, because perhaps they were not ready, and the energy was it heats up and then it explodes. But you have to gradually learn yourself, step by step, because meditation is not something that you can play with them. You have to purify. That's why I emphasize that. You have to purify. You have to be open mind. You don't. You have to make sure that you are not contaminated with the cultural things, religious things. You have to be really open mind person. You have to clear yourself all the ideological system, and you have to become very pure person. Through exercise, running 5 miles, 6 miles, it will clear up your system, your body. Or either if you meditate for a long time, it will slow down the process of your thinking. So let me end that there. But lecture 11, I forgot to perhaps explain to you at the beginning about what's a difference between knowing and knowledge. You see, knower basically is someone who has the experience of enlightenment. Knowledge is someone who have accumulated memory of learning or knowledge. You see, so the knowledge is a Western culture, because that's why we go through schooling, training, and we start from elementary school to a higher education. We accumulate a lot of knowledge. So therefore, this knowledge, it will just help us to become very skillful person, knowledgeable person. So we will be able help ourselves to earn living. But knowledge is just a way of helping yourself to function in the society, but it's not going to make you enlightened. It's not going to make you aware. But on the other hand, knower or knowing or experience is someone who has been meditating for many years, and the awareness becomes his own knowing. So when that happens, basically, you're going back to your own root. That means you have the foundation. Now you know the meaning of life. Now you understand what's like to be a human being, because now you are rooted with your own existence. That means you become a flower. You understand about the nature of energy. You see, so you purify yourself, and now you experience the purity of the energy. You see, that's a knower, someone who has experience. But knowledge is someone who reach higher learning, maybe holding PhD or a master's degree or college degree. This is someone who's a knowledgeable person, who knows about some knowledge, whether is something specialized, or doctor or lawyer or something like that, or teacher or whatever. But the problem about knowledge is that it becomes a barrier for you to become a knower about experience, expertise, enlightenment, awareness, God-like experience, because that's extremely important. Because in our Western culture, we have been exposed a system in which it will train us to go through schooling system and become knowledgeable person. But one of the difficult or problem about knowledge is that the more you are knowledgeable person, the more you hold PhD or you move to higher education, the more it becomes barrier, the more it becomes difficult for you to experience about enlightenment, because now your mind basically is full of knowledge. So therefore that becomes a barrier for you to experience, because there's billions of connections of memories or knowledge or cells in your brain. And this billions of cells of connections, it consumes tremendous energy. You see, and that energy you're consuming and keep you to think all the time, it becomes a barrier, because you have to stop thinking. And once you stop thinking, that means you're going beyond your knowledge, and then you're experiencing the energy you have been using your knowledge. You see, this is one of the difficult things to understand, because it's extremely difficult. People, they think the more they knowledgeable they are, the more they understand about the meaning of life, or they understand life itself. But the more knowledgeable that you are, the more you become ignorant. You see, knowledge helps you to earn living or to live in the society, but it's not help you to understand or become a God, to understand the existence. Existence is the energy, is the consciousness, and that is what you need to experience. Before you die, it's extremely important for you to experience your consciousness, because you're here to become a flower. You don't want to die with your seed. You see, you were born not because that you know what life is, because you're living. Life is arts, and you have to learn the arts of living. That means becoming a consciousness, a enlightenment. Understand the consciousness, fully become aware of your consciousness. Hopefully we will talk about more about next time, about knowing and knowledge. In the meantime, have a good time, my friend. Enjoy your life. Bye-bye.